Hi everyone, hi Instagram, hi TikTok, hi Facebook, YouTube, hi everybody. All right, this is my second live stream of the day. I was live earlier for our daily Bible study. Hello, we were live earlier for our daily Bible study, and we're about to get started. Just a second. I'm going to make sure my videos are shared on my Facebook groups. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Yes, it's such a great day. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a great day. We're going to start in just a moment. Also, because I have so many musicians around here, if you have any instrumental music you can send me that I can use for my lives or my lives and stuff, please send me the track so I can play them in my videos, okay? And I'll always put you in the comments. The music that you're currently hearing is by Rachel-Yvonne, who made it for my channel. So if you'd like to make some music for me, please do send me a message, and I would love to feature your music on all of my lives. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Isn't it good? It's so good. That music is amazing. It was made by Quadria-Salters. So if you'd like him to make you any of any instrumentals or whatever, then go ahead and send him a message and let him know that Rachel-Yvonne sent you. He's an amazing musician, producer, songwriter, all the things. So if you need any work, you could ask him. Also, if you're a musician and you're watching, you can send me your tracks as well. And I would love to feature them on my page. All right, so today we're talking about this. The topic is you are not too much. There's time you can actually be more. In actual fact, we are not going to, we're not calming down. We're actually doubling down. Like we're going to amp this up even further for the month of May. Like May is for more. I need you to get this energy of knowing that you are not too much. You are not too much. And that is the topic for today. As always, this live stream today is mostly for the ladies, but the gents that are watching, you can learn something too. Maybe you can learn how to support the women in your life, or how you can show up in the ways that I'm explaining and what that looks like in masculine energy. The wind keeps blowing. One of my doors open, so we're going to go ahead and shut this one. Anyway, so I pray everybody's doing well and having a great day so far. Thank you to everyone that joined me for prayer this morning. I had prayer and, prophetic teaching, which is at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time every day in May. And also it is 12:30 for those of you in London. And so today we're talking about you're not too much. It's actually time for more. You are not too much. It is time for more. So let me just briefly introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. My name is Rachel-Yvonne, and I love to help women just step into their godly, feminine, divine energy in a way that allows you to be positioned for pursuit by masculine men and opportunities, favor, everything. So that is what I teach here on this channel. I talk to you about how to do that using biblical ancient principles and how you can live the life of your dreams today. Become the woman of your own dreams first before you become his dream woman. And so I want to ask you a question, and I've got some notes here that I'm going to go through, and I'm also going to answer questions. So if you have any questions, do write them in the comments, and then we can definitely go ahead and have a look at those afterwards. So have you ever sat in a room and wondered, why am I still not chosen? Why am I still not covered? And why does it feel like other women get to live in ease and I'm still carrying it all? Maybe you've asked yourself this question before. And I want you to realize that as it relates to this, that you can change your situation, okay? And I'm going to give you some principles, some answers, some strategy as to how you can be the woman of your own dreams. And so once again, we are live streaming on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're here everywhere on the internet today, and I'm excited to be able to talk with you all today. So do always say hello as you come on in, because I love to see when you announce your arrival so I can say hello to you back as well. So today we are talking about this idea that you are not too much. It's actually time for you to be more. So wherever you are watching me from all over the world, I want to say welcome, 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 welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today's live stream again is all about this. You are not too much. It's actually time that you were more. You know, there are people that try to say that you're doing too much, or she's over the top, or who does she think she is? Ignore them. Do not let people who do not have a life and lifestyle or anything remotely close to what you desire tell you what to do or tell you how to show up. You do not get to listen to their voices. You need to ignore them and honor the voice of God that is inside of your heart. And if you don't know if you've ever heard the voice of God, I promise you have. And one of the ways that I can help you with that is if you join me in the mornings at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time in the month of May. I am going through more of like a biblical, spiritual, prophetic teaching. Thank you so much, Cassidy. That's so nice of you. And so if you've ever asked these questions, have you ever asked yourself this question? Why am I still not chosen? Why am I still not covered? And why does it feel like other women get to live in ease while I'm still carrying it all? You love God. You've done the work. You've softened your voice. You've watched all the videos. You've said the prayers, and you tried to do all the physical things that people say enhances feminine energy, and the covering is still not there. The provision hasn't stayed, and pursuit feels so distant from where you are. But I want to tell you this. Ladies, you're not doing anything wrong. This is what some people like to say, oh, you're doing everything wrong. Actually, you're not doing anything wrong. It is not about that. But what it is about an internal thing. That's why I always say that feminine energy and femininity is not performative. You are not feminine for the right man. You are not feminine for the right person, or I'm going to be feminine when I read this masculine man, or I'm going to be feminine when I have a soft life. No, that's not how it works. These are the reasons why sometimes you are blocking what is available to you because of this. And so here are a couple of things that we're going to go through in today. And you've got to understand this is that it is not because you're doing anything wrong, as I said, because sometimes we can do all the things, right? We can say all the things, we can be all the things, we can show up in the way that we think is going to get us results, and then it doesn't. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because you are still in your mind, in your heart, being the version of you that performs for what you're supposed to attract. Do you see what I'm saying? That is why you will always hear me say that femininity is not performative. We don't do things for the right man, for attention, and when I'm in the soft life. That is not real. It is about being your authentic version of yourself, loving yourself, honoring the voice of God inside of your life, and then positioning yourself in that way. And so when you understand this, the woman who gets covering, the woman who's always provided for, who's always loved, always is covered, she doesn't hustle. So no hustling. No hustling. We say no to the hustle. That's the first thing. We say no to the hustle. And then she doesn't chase. We say no to chasing. And the chasing thing, now, sometimes this can get a bit tricky because I've noticed in my own life and in the life of like my clients and women in my communities is that sometimes the chasing thing, when you like something more than it likes you, whether it's a man, opportunity, favor or something, you will start to move into chasing energy. And because it is normal in the world to behave this way, we don't realize that sometimes we're blocking our blessing by having chasing energy. So the woman who gets covered, she doesn't hustle, she doesn't chase, she doesn't prove, she embodies. Songs of Solomon 4 verse 7 says this: you are altogether beautiful, my love, There is no flaw in you. And I want you to take that in and realize that I am altogether beautiful and there is no flaw in me. I'm flawless. What did Beyonce say? Woke up like this, flawless. And so you got to understand that knowing that you are flawless is the first step to positioning yourself for covering. And you'll notice that things in your life start to shift. And it's not just one thing. This is the thing about feminine energy, is that it's not about just how you look, how you dress, and all the aesthetic things. But actually, it's also about how you think about yourself and the authentic version of you that the world is waiting to see you. So back to the title of today's live stream. Today's live stream title is You Are Not Too Much. It's actually time for more. And when you show up as more, and when you allow yourself to be more, you will receive more. Oftentimes, what you really need to do is turn it up. I need you to turn the sexy up. I need to turn the glory up. I need you to turn the beauty up. I need you to turn it all the way up, 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 up. And people who feel like you're too much, they will either maneuver to fit in, or they will leave your life. It's really that simple. That we do not dumb ourselves down. We do not water ourselves down. We do not pretend and mold ourselves into the image of what other people think we are. We make sure that we are divinely inspired and that we are in the image of God. And so again, Songs of Solomon 4 verse 7, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on the, for those that are watching on YouTube and Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and put that up as a comment so you can see that. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. Songs of Solomon 4 verse 7. And it really positions you to understand that when you know that God has created you and he's made you altogether beautiful, it makes you realize that if God believes this about me, then why would I not believe that about myself? So in this scripture, this is not being spoken to a woman who's begging to be seen. He's speaking to a woman who already radiates God's hand on her life. So you've been asking God for different things. Maybe you've been asking God for husbands. Maybe you've been asking God for provision. Maybe you've been asking God for favor or different opportunities and so on and so forth, doors to be opened. But you've got to understand that God is waiting for you to walk like you already have it. These are the things that have dramatically changed my life. And here's the other thing as well, is that sometimes people will show up and they will maybe miss the mark. Like say a man that you're dating or a man that you're entertaining and he doesn't show up for you in the way that you want. What I've learned to do is to reposition the conversation. Let me just shut this door. What I've learned to do is to reposition the conversation and to actually let them know that I did not like that and it did not make me feel like a queen. And I also give them an opportunity to amend what they've done. That is how a queen, like when you have emotional intelligence, you learn that I don't need to argue. So there's no arguing. Like I don't argue with anyone about anything at any time. I will state what is going on and I will explain my feelings in the moment and what's going on in that particular season or whatever scenario that we're dealing with. And then I give them room to rectify and to make changes. And if they make changes, then we continue our engagement. Do you see what I'm saying? So this verse in verse Song of Solomon 4 verse 7, he wasn't speaking to a woman who was begging to be seen, because you don't need to beg for anything. He was speaking to a woman who already radiated God's hand on her life. And you've been asking, as I said, maybe for a husband, for opportunities, for overflow, for security. But God is waiting for you to walk like you already have it. You must walk as the woman who already has it. Another verse that I want to share with you here is Psalms 46 verse 10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." So stillness isn't about you being empty. When you are still, it is because you are secure. Stillness implies security. When you are still and you're not frantic and running to and fro, you're not desperate for attention, not desperate for a date, you're not desperate for love, you're not desperate for marriage. When you are still, and from that still place, you make informed decisions about your life. That's why when an issue, let's use the dating analogy because that's the most straightforward that we can use, right? And for most ladies that follow me or watch, that is your desire, or for the man you're currently with to step up into masculinity, or whatever. And that is, those are typically the women that are attracted to the things that I say and do. You being frantic and getting desperate about it will not make the outcome better. In actual fact, that's going to be negative for you. That's going to give you the opposite of what you want. I'm telling you what I know for a fact. I'm telling you what I know to be true. And when you show up as desperate, when you show up as anxious, angry, erratic, all those things, and emotionally unstable, you will not get the results that you desire. However, when you, even if it hurts, trust me, there's been a couple of times where my feelings have been hurt, or I've been like, oh, I don't like to be spoken to harshly. I don't like it. I really hate it. And it honestly makes me want to cry. Like, I'm such a soft person that I really don't like it. So when you talk to me harshly, I am like, I can, like, we're talking about it right now, and I can feel the tears like coming up. I can feel the tears coming up. And you've got to understand that that's how I am. Like, I am very much, I feel everything. And because of that, I make sure I don't put my energy places where people mismanage my energy. Yes, Ethel, this is profound, still is being secured. And so I've learned that. And so when someone I care about talks to me rough or harshly, I will pause for a moment and I'm like, I don't even know what to say back to them, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you spoke to me like this. I can't believe you spoke to me like this. Like, me, what did I do? But then I will always reframe and like remove myself and maybe be quiet for a moment, settle in what the energy is, and kind of see how do we get here. And sometimes there isn't really an answer. Sometimes that person will come back and be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to speak to you harshly. I realized that was a bit harsh, blah, 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 because of the energy that I give. And when you are the type of woman who actually exudes softness, you will begin to see that how people relate to you will be the same. They will feel bad for talking to you harshly because they know that you're like, when the Bible says that the woman is the weaker vessel, I believe that the correct interpretation of that is more precious. So like how you have a crystal vase, or you have your lovely crystal glasses that you love to drink out of. When you get those things for wedding gifts, like the really amazingly, intricately designed glasses that you get for a wedding gift, those type of crystal glasses, they're my favorite type. I love to drink out of them. And I'm currently in transition, so I don't have all my china and everything with me, but I have these glasses that I absolutely adore. They're in storage, and I love drinking out of them, even if it's just water. And it always reminds me of that idea of the weaker vessel, because it's about more precious, more revered. Do you see what I'm saying? And so because of that, I know that I need to be treated like that. Treat me like a fine piece of diamond. Treat me like a rare diamond. But in order for me to be treated that way, I have to show up as rare. You have to show up as rare. You have to show up as being still, as being powerful, as knowing who you are, as being poised, and as you have been called by God. So it's not about what people call you. It's about who does God say that you are, and then showing up as her every day. And so again, in this verse, and I'm going to put it up here as well, Psalms 46 verse 10. If you're watching me on YouTube and Facebook, you can see all of the comments. But those of you on Instagram and TikTok, you're not getting like the full experience. So I really hope you come over to YouTube or Facebook, and then I can post your comments and so on and so forth. So This next verse, Psalms 46 verse 10 says, be still and know that I am God. So when you know that God is with you, this is one of those key moments in this live stream today. If you're taking notes, you're going to want to write this down. Stillness is an emptiness. It's divine certainty. I've said it already and I'm going to say it again. Stillness is an emptiness. It is divine certainty. It's saying, I don't chase what's already mine. When you are the woman who knows that you were born for more, when you know that you were born for luxury, for abundance, for divine encounters, for just like knowing that you're with like the most amazing masculine man who's a provider, who's a king, who's a leader, who loves and adores you, who sees you as the preference, you're able to say, I know that God is with me. So you're able to say this from this scripture, be still and know that I am God. Because when you know this and you position yourself as such, you only attract experiences, people, opportunities, things, everything that relates to this. We don't chase what is already ours. And in realizing that, you are going to see that you'll start to attract more of what God has for you when you show up as her. And so this is why you're exhausted. You're exhausted because your femininity sometimes is attached to fear, and you have fear of missing the moment, fear of being overlooked, fear that maybe secretly you're not the one. But I want to say this with so much love, power, and certainty today that you are not too much. You're simply trying to be chosen from a place that was never meant to prove. You weren't made to audition. You were made to be adored. And that's what May is for more, was created to unlock. And so in this month of May, I've been doing a challenge, more of an experience every single day. I'm dropping a video, I'm dropping some journal prompts for you, and it's called May is for More, and it's $27. And if you're interested, send me a message. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, send me a message. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to put the link in the comments, and it's only $27 to join us. And if you want the upgrade, then the upgrade is a bit more, but it's definitely, all of it is worth it. But what I want you to realize is this, is that today, I want to share with you a couple of things that I've shared already in the inside of May is for More. So May is for More. And the actual tagline of this 30-day challenge is this, where your too much becomes the very thing that you were always meant to be. And I need you to understand, let me just check here. Here is the link. I'm going to put it, it's going to be in the comments. And so if you want to join us, you can do that. It's only $27. And there's an upgrade as well if you would like to upgrade to get more VIP treatment and so on and so forth. But if you're on Instagram and TikTok, send me a message and I will send you the link, or you can look in my bio, it's there too. So this is what we're talking about in May is for More. This is your return to the woman who you always knew who you were. And when you understand this, you're going to see yourself in such a different way. And I've realized over the years that when I show up as knowing that this is mine, like there's a difference between someone who's begging for something to be mine, to be theirs, and the woman who knows that this belongs to her. When you know that abundance is your birthright, provision is what you were born for, and things like that, you show up differently. You have a different energy. And so in these 30 days of May, was 31 days, I'm giving you a bonus day as well. It's about returning to the woman who always knew who you were, that God always knew who you were. So every day for the last 3 days, I've already dropped today's audio, and I've already dropped today's VIP audio. I've already dropped your journal prompts, all the things. As soon as you join, you get access to it, and I drop it in there every single day. It's about feminine embodiment. It's about detaching from struggle and self-protection. And we're also moving from hyper interdependence to soft magnetism, because the world teaches you to be hard, that you need to do things by yourself. But even as a single woman, or woman who's, in between situations, or even as a married woman, there are ways that you can show up where you can walk into more abundance. And so throughout these 30 days, we're talking about walking into the idea that you can have more than you expect, that you can have more than you expect. And I want to share one more passage with you today, which is from John 10:10. And I've posted in the comments the link already, and it's only $27. So you want to join us. It's going to be an app. It's already amazing. So if you want to join, you can go ahead and get in there. So listen to this verse. This is one of my favorite verses. John 10:10. God is going to give you more than you expect, life in its fullness until you overflow. And that is one of our key passages inside of May is for more. So if you'd like to join us, you're welcome to do that. The link is in all of my bios, but on Facebook and YouTube, it's in the comments. So you can click the link on the comments and join us. Only $27. And as I said, it's day 3 today. So I've already put in there day 1, day 2, day 3. And if you've been surviving and just going through this season of saying, I'm just surviving, I want more, I know God has more for me, I'm doing all the things, but I can't see it, then this is your season for overflow. So let me just tell you a little bit about what you get inside of May is for More, and then we're going to close the live stream. So I want to tell you about that. Inside May is for More, you get daily audios from me and transmissions that rewire how you see yourself as a woman. There's a private Facebook group as well. There's identity work. So each question that I ask, it unravels a new piece of your identity. You're also able to ask questions. And if you're in the VIP experience, there's more of, there's a deeper, it's like just like a deeper awareness of that. There's more voice notes in there, and they anoint your ears and they shift your spirit. So for me, what I do isn't self-help. This is about sacred feminine formation. And so if you, I was trying to think about this morning when I was praying before I did my prayer live stream this morning. And one of the things the Lord was showing me of this idea of burying the old you. And when you bury the old you, you show up as a new person, a completely new person. And so you already know that staying the same costs you more than $27, right? And you already know that this message is for you. And not everyone, this is not for everyone, but if you feel that this is calling your name, then join us. Once you jump in, you'll see already, I've already dropped today's video, yesterday's video, day 1, 2, and 3 is already in there. And you can also ask questions, as I said. And it's about identity. It's about saying this, that I will never beg again. I will never lead in love again. I will never shrink to fit a man who doesn't recognize me. And so this is what I need you to do. Join us now. The link is in the bio on TikTok and Instagram, or send me a message. I'll send you the link. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, the link is in the comments. Or you can DM me and I will send you the link as well if you have any questions. Let May be the month. Let May be the month you become the woman that nobody forgets. Because you're not asking for too much. You are the atmosphere that inspires kings to rise. You are the signal that heaven responds to. And this is your moment to walk like it. So God bless everyone. I'm going to say bye to Instagram. And then we're going to say bye to TikTok. And then over here, I want to say bye to YouTube and Facebook. All right. So message me if you have any questions, or there's anything that you need to know, or you want to actually maybe do some deeper work. So I've got also doing some one-on-one coaching as well. So if you want one-on-one coaching instead, then I have something else for you as well. So watch out for those things. God bless everyone. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.